The legacy of the civil war weighs heavily on the central prison in the small South Sudanese town of Wau. Lacking basic infrastructure and a functioning judiciary system, many in South Sudan were sent to jail by a customary or traditional court with no opportunity to appeal their sentence. Others languish in prison while they await their day in court with no chance of posting bail. Now, as part of its work on democratic governance, the United Nations Development Programme is training both prisoners and wardens about basic inmate human rights and access to justice. Pasquili Papo was sent to prison for 5 years for manslaughter and has now served all but 6 months of his sentence. He says that the training has had a great effect on the lives of the prisoners at Wau jail.
If we complain or put for the request, they really investigate it. Before, we would put forth a complaint and nothing would happen. We would ask to see the file about our complaint and they would say they lost it. And when we looked ourselves, we could not find the files. We would put in requests and nothing happened. So now this is something new.
The training helps participants understand South Sudan's Comprehensive Peace Agreement Bill of Rights. It looks at the proper standards for how to treat inmates. It sets out their rights and explains the role of wardens in assisting their access to justice. In addition, UNDP also trains the prison wardens on how to best respond to inmates' requests. The lack of adequate information on rights was flagged as a major challenge, along with poor infrastructure and medical facilities in the prisons.
After realizing the gap between the inmates and warders and how the inmates are not taken to the court system, either because they were sent from the police directly to the prison or from the customary court or from the judiciary, and no one is following up their case, then we say no. Much as we cannot speak on behalf of the inmates, it's better for us to create awareness for the inmates themselves so that they can also ask for their rights from the warders and train the warders on how they can handle the inmates and help them get legal redress.
UNDP is also working with female inmates in the prison. Female prisoners in South Sudan are especially vulnerable. They are often accused of crimes in customary courts and sentenced to time in jail without real proof of wrongdoing, and those awaiting trial are rarely allowed out on bail. It is hoped that the work of UNDP and its partners in the South Sudanese government will increase the rights of prisoners in South Sudan and bring this Africa region closer to a working democracy. Niamh Collier-Smith reporting for UNDP.